take a trip.
What was wrong with your campaign? I mean, you were sailing along. Victory looked like you had a wide lead over everybody else.
We're doing
and you
fine.
lost it, and now you're having a fight for your political life.
We're doing fine. I've asked, frankly, about 1,000 questions about it, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore, in all due respect to you, sir. We had made some budget miscalculations, and we're fixed, and I'm very happy with where we are. I just came from New Hampshire, where we had packed town hall meetings. We had enthusiasm at every stop. I'm very happy with the political and financial base. I'm honored to have the support of Henry McMaster and Bobby Harrell and a lot of great people here, as well as the financial support here, and we're going to be fine.
Senator, sort of in that vein, in terms of the political situation, 8 years ago, you sat in that chair, and you were having a bad day.
I remember it well.
You were having a very bad day, aside from having to argue with Fred Mott about tax policy. But
I remember that discussion well.
You were probably at a low point in terms of what was happening, in terms of the way the campaign was being run against you. You told us a story about a young man who came up to you and said, "You were my hero, and now I've heard these terrible things about you," and how disappointed he was and how disappointed you were that was happening. What is different today as you come to South Carolina and seek votes? What is different and what is the same in terms of why people should vote for you and why you believe you would win in South Carolina?
I think 9/11 changed the parameters and the priorities of the next president of the United States, of the debate and discussion concerning who should be the next president of the United States. The greatest and transcendent challenge that we have, and we did not have this in the 2000 election, is the threat of the struggle against radical Islamic extremism. It's hydra-headed, it's everywhere, it's going to be with us for a long time. The challenge is military, diplomatic, intelligence, and ideological. They're making great use of cyberspace right now, as you well know. If right after 9/11, you and I had said, by the way, there are going to be some doctors in Scotland, some doctors that decide to become suicide bombers and want to blow up the airport at Glasgow, you would have said, I don't think that's a likely scenario. Their tentacles are everywhere, and you got to hand it to them. You can go on the internet and you can see a picture of an American Humvee getting blown up by an IED. You can see a beheading if you want to. Radicals are all over the world, and we've got to do one hell of a lot better job than what we're doing now in countering it. But this is also, at the end of the day, in my view, an ideological struggle. I'm prepared. My whole life has prepared me to take on this challenge and struggle. I need no on-the-job training. I think it's great to have been governor for 4 years. I think it's great to have been mayor of a big city. I've been involved in these issues literally all my life, and that's where I think I will prevail, and that's why I think we will prevail in the old-style campaigning. And as you mentioned, 8 years ago, to his credit, President Bush had the political and financial base locked up here in South Carolina, and that's why he won. Because he had the economic and political base here. I'm proud of the of the financial and political base that we have here, and I'm convinced that by doing the town hall meetings and going out with the retail politics, we're going to be just fine.
Has your position changed?
By the way, after I lost, one of my favorite lines, after I lost to Governor Bush here, I slept like a baby, sleep 2 hours, wake up and cry, sleep 2 hours, wake up and cry.
I was going to ask